I wouldn't, now I'm running this. You don't wanna follow me, I'm up to look in front of this. Hiring in the trouble with the troops, trying to get it what it does. Battling and I never lose, we some motherfucking warriors.
Imagine you are on T side in a scrim or rank, and your team is making an aggressive play onto one of the bomb sites. Everyone on T side plays an important role into taking over the site, but the one that I want to cover today is entry fragging. As an entry fragger for dynamic gaming, I would like to give you guys some tips and tricks to becoming the best entry fragger possible. Welcome to Critical Ops Academy episode number 2. And before we go ahead and get started, I would just like to start off with a quick thank you, because the first episode of Critical Ops Academy currently has over 11,000 views, and for a guy with only 1,700 subscribers, that's such a huge amount, so I'm so glad that you guys enjoyed that first episode. Thank you for all of the recent support and feedback recently, because I'm trying to make this series as good as possible. With that all said, let's get right into this episode. Before we discuss how to entry frag, I wanted to give you guys some general information about entry fragging. An entry fragger is a person that first enters a bomb site on T side. He is expected to get all of the attention and gunfire from the other team. For entry fragging, I would recommend using an assault rifle or something with decent range, because most times people will try to hold some sort of head glitch. You can make entry fragging work with a vector or pistol if you are lucky, but your best options to entry onto a site are an AK or an M4. It is important to note that realistically, one guy cannot take a site on his own in most scenarios, and that the entry frag relies on support from his teammates. You should never bait an entry fragger, because it just gives the other team time to focus up after killing him. Entry fragging will also obviously not work 100% of the time, or else T-side would win every single round. Don't get discouraged if your strategy is not working out. Rather, you should either switch bomb sites or try a different approach at taking the site, and if fast pushes are not working out, then perhaps playing slower in an attempt to get some opening picks is the best option. Now that you guys know a little bit about entry fragging, I wanted to get into my first point. Using your grenades is such an important factor into taking any site. When the entry fragger first peeks, he should expect to see 2 to 3 guys on the site ready for him, all watching the same thing but from different angles. The first thing you should do when entry fragging is smoke off an angle that one of the CT players is or might be holding, so that you will temporarily have less angles to focus on. Sometimes the CT players will get ballsy and push through the smoke, but if that does happen, your teammate or teammates should be ready to support you. Keep in mind that you do not always have to be the one that throws the smoke. You can ask a teammate to do it for you if you want to be ready to push faster. Once the smoke is on the site, you want to try and get a flash to land in a very good spot. You will basically never get to throw the flash directly at them, so my best word of advice is to try and bounce it off a wall on site and jump when you throw the flash so it can get more height, because flashes still have full effect if they pop above you. The second the flash pops, you need to push as soon as possible, because the effect from that flash can temporarily immobilize someone on the other team, giving you a chance to take on the site. One note I did want to make real quick is that from personal experience, entry fraggers are always most vulnerable whenever they are throwing their utility, because people on the other team might hear you take out a smoke or flash and use that as an opportunity to swing on you and get the kill. I would recommend having a teammate come with you when you are getting ready to smoke or flash site, because their support is crucial. In case you can't tell, something that I am really trying to emphasize is that teamwork is really important, and an entry fragger should almost never be doing all the work on his own. Whenever you entry frag, you should always be prepared for a split push to occur. Almost every site has more than one entrance, and you should have teammates prepared to push up with you. Your strategy will most likely result in you getting killed, but that's okay as long as your team is there to support you. The last point I really wanted to cover is that you need to get creative with entry fragging. Don't do the same thing over and over again, because any team with a brain is going to read what you are doing and defend against it better. Also recognize that if your entry frag is not working out, you should either try a different approach or just play slow and wait for the other team to get aggressive. Entry fraggers are generally the first people to enter site, and this means that a lot of times your KD ratio will be lower than the rest of your team. There is nothing wrong with this. Teams need to understand that entry fragging results in having a lower kill-death ratio. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Critical Ops Academy, and please be sure to give me some feedback and tell me what you would like to see differently. If you enjoyed this episode of Critical Ops Academy, please be sure to leave a like and subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much for the recent support, and I'll see you guys in the next video.